Whoa, wait, you've got a job interview? Congrats, that's exciting, but also a bit nerve-wracking. The interview process has changed. Today, it's more like survival of the most prepared and patient. It's longer, more competitive, and you've got to be ready for some tough questions. But don't worry, I'm going to help you ace your next interview. So stick around and we'll go over some of the toughest interview questions you need to prepare for. But before we get into it, go ahead and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell so you never miss a new upload. We've got some great stuff coming up that you don't want to miss. Remote and hybrid work are popping up on every job board in 2025. Some reports show remote job postings increased by 357% during the pandemic. Being able to collaborate across time zones, use different tools, and adapt quickly is pretty much expected these days. Companies are also leaning heavy into data, AI, and analytics. According to BrainSource, about 67% of HR leaders say they are investing in analytics to speed up hiring decisions. First impressions are crucial, and a lot of places use AI-driven screening tools to narrow applicant pools, cutting the time to hire by up to 75%. And you'll have to be patient. According to JobScore, more than half of employers now run hiring processes that last 4 to 6 weeks, and 52% of candidates say 4 to 5 interview rounds are excessive. About 32% already feel 2 to 3 rounds are too many. How do you usually prepare for an interview? Chugging a gallon of coffee, crossing your fingers, hoping sheer willpower and luck will carry you through? You know what really helps? Confidence. And where does that come from? Preparation and practice. That's why having an interview prep coach or trainer can be a game changer. That's exactly what our interview trainer does. A tool to prep you with real, tough questions. So when you walk into an interview, you're calm, collected, and feeling confident. Here, let's practice right now. Here are a few questions you'll likely face during an interview, plus some tips on how to answer. First up, the classic, tell me about yourself. Should be so easy, right? But if you're not prepared, you can quickly forget everything that makes you qualified and the right fit for the job, and your mind goes blank. The trick is to keep it short, about 60 to 90 seconds, and use the past, present, and future framework. Share a quick story about your background and wins. Highlight what you're doing now, and then tie it into your goals for the future. That way, you're not rambling through your life story. You're giving them a sharp snapshot of why you're the right fit. And next, they'll probably ask a few behavioral or situational questions. These are things like, tell me about a time you missed a deadline, or how did you handle conflict with a teammate? According to Zirtual, nearly 75% of hiring managers swear by these questions to figure out how you'll actually perform on the job. Keep it structured and focused. Instead of rambling, answer with something like this. Sure, I missed a deadline once when a project scope changed halfway through. I immediately told my manager, reorganized the tasks with my team, and we agreed on a revised timeline. We ended up delivering a week later, but with higher quality and no surprises. And with remote postings up 375% since 2020, employers are assuming you can handle hybrid or fully remote setups. So you should expect a few questions about adapting to change, collaborating online, managing distractions at home, or learning new tools on the fly. Always come ready with a story that proves you can pivot and still deliver. We had a last-minute change on a project deadline. I reorganized the workflow, delegated differently, and kept everyone aligned. We delivered on time, and the client gave us repeat business. Be prepared to explain technical or role-specific skills. Even if you're not applying for a tech job, skills-based hiring is on the rise. According to research, degree requirements in AI roles dropped about 15%. At the same time, skill demand skyrocketed. Employers want to see what you can do, not just what's on your diploma. Employers also want to know about culture fit and collaboration. Questions like, do you prefer working in teams or solo? How do you handle feedback? These might sound soft, but they can make or break a deal. A culture mismatch is one of the top reasons people leave jobs early, and employers know it. Show them you're the kind of teammate they actually want to work with. Another question that's becoming more and more common is, what would you do in your first 30, 60, or 90 days? The interviewer is basically asking you to prove you've thought beyond just landing the role. Use this as your chance to show you understand the role well enough to hit the ground running. Show you've researched the company and the position. Talk about learning the systems, building relationships with key team members, and identifying quick wins you can deliver early on. Show initiative and strategic thinking. 2 things every employer is looking for. Money always comes up eventually. In fact, about 67% of interviews include some kind of salary conversation. Your best approach is to do your research and know the market rate for your role and location. If it feels too early, it's fine to deflect. If you have to give a number, offer a researched range and show some flexibility. Okay, now what if you stumble, go blank, or get off track? It happens. Just do your best to move on with something like, you know what, let me rephrase that. Or actually, a better example would be, this shows self-awareness and composure. No one is expecting you to be perfect. Show them you can handle pressure and adapt in real time. And finally, your questions for them. Too many candidates miss this opportunity and just say something like, nope, I think that's it. Always have a few questions ready. What does success in this role look like after 6 months? Or what challenges is the team focused on solving right now? It shows you're engaged, curious, and serious about the role. How can you prepare for these interview questions? Practice, practice, practice. Don't go into an interview blind. The more prepared you are, the better chances you have at nailing the interview and getting that job offer. The easiest way to practice is to use jobhire.ai's interview trainer. We'll drill you on all the toughest questions, so you are ready for anything. And because we know how hard it can be to land an interview, we help with that too. We find the jobs that fit your skills and goals, tweak your resume so it gets noticed, and then automatically apply for you. Sounds too good to be true. Well, it gets even better, because if you use code YouTube20, you can sign up today and save 20%. The link is in our description, and please don't forget to like this video and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.